The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good Wednesday morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I am Ed, and I'm joined today. I got Brittany with me. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning.
I got Miss Carol with me.
Good morning, everyone.
And then I got my brother Pedro.
Hey, what up, everybody? And what's up, George? Welcome in. I let him in already, Ed.
Okay. Good morning, George. Welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Well,
Brittany sounds worse than me. What's up, Miss Britt? Come on, man.
Brittany sounds tired.
I know. How you doing?
How are the pets?
They're here. Sometimes life comes and kicks you in the cannoli, so.
Wait, your pets kicked you in the cannolis?
Life did. Life has this. Life could be cruel, just say that. But anyways, we're good.
It's a part of life, George. It is a part of life. It's sad.
Right,
you know?
Right. Well, again, my brother, I'm sorry for your loss. For those that don't know, George and his wife, they have a few, as he call them, fur babies. And one of them passed away. Their beloved Oreo is gone on to doggy heaven.
Yes,
So, again, our condolences for you and Miss Lulu and your loss.
Thank you. You know, some people will say, "Well, it's just a dog." Yeah, but it is part of the family. You know, your pet is part of the family. So.
Oh yeah.
After years, of course, you get attached. You see their personality. You see how they are. You see what they like and what they do and what they get joy out of. So, I could see you getting attached. I've been having cats too. I had a cat that he knew I was blind, but he went through an accident and he was blind from one eye.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he was learning on how to still gain his balance when he's jumping around into the walls or jumping through the window. Sometimes he will crash into the window because he doesn't have that. But you grow attached.
But honestly, the only thing that really bothered me last week is that when we went to the animal hospital or clinic, my wife asked, she goes, "Do you have a 2-for-1 special for euthanasia?" We're like, "Why do you want 2-for-1?" She goes, "We're going to put my husband down too." I'm like, that's messed up.
Hey, she's a jokester just like George.
She's just like you, George.
Miss Lulu want to euthanize you.
But you do. You get attached to them. They're like family. I mean, I used to name all of my dogs after alcohol, so the last one was Cognac. And I mean, I loved Cognac, and it's just, oh my God. He had actually run away. Someone had actually stole him. I put an ad in the paper and everything. He was gone for about 3 months, and when he showed back up, he was sick. He had heartworms, full burn, and the doctor wanted to put him down. And I'm like, no, it took him all this time to get home, so I'm going to let him die at home. So he lasted a good 2 weeks before he passed, but it's their family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm
like
so sorry to hear about Oreo. I really
oh,
am.
thank you. And they have their own personalities,
They do.
but but you know what? Thankfully, we don't live in Springfield where I hear immigrants eat cats and dogs. So
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
People
I
are
heard that too.
yeah, but like someone famous and somebody that believes he's so popular said, that's fake news.
right.
So, well, let me jump off and get this out of the way right quick, y'all. Tonight we have our crafting, knitting, crocheting, jewelry making interest group tonight. That will be at 5 p.m. Pacific time. For those that are into crafting, come on out and hang out with Miss Trina Brown and Miss Barbara Harrison as they do their crafting thing. I don't know what they're doing right now. Are they knitting and crocheting? Are they jewelry making or something? But they got it going on. They're going to be doing it at 5 o'clock. So come hang out with them at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And,
What is and I'm ignorant. What is crocheting? What is that exactly?
so with knitting, you use the two needles, right? With crocheting, you use a hook.
Oh, okay.
So you're just pulling the yarn through and making different knots. It's kind of, to me, it's like macrame.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I made a beetle bug as a kid in class. We had a class like that, and I made a little beetle out of that in a little round circle to give to my mom. You know, it was just
right,
part of
right, right.
class. Hmm.
Yeah, those are the beginning things when you're learning how to crochet. You first create a chain, and then you basically, go round and round and round, and then you become up with a disc. You can, like you say, you can make it bigger and have a place mat, for your table or
I think that's how the isn't it Pedro the Mexican rugs or not the rugs, the blankets
Yeah,
made out of
that
yarn.
and us in the Latino community, George, when we have like an entertainment center, we put those things on it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
to collect the dust. That's what the crocheting
yeah,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
And then once you get more skilled in it, you can create shawls and hats and
Oh,
all
I
kind of
seen a hat
stuff.
actually
Yeah,
one time. You're right, Mister. I saw a hat. My
yeah.
grandma made one years ago, and
Yeah,
that was that was slick. I'm like, hey, that's pretty neat. Yeah,
I
yeah.
seen a purse, and they did a crochet purse, and then inside they sewed the compartments and all that into it.
Oh
right,
wow,
right,
Neat.
right, right,
that's
right.
cool.
It
Neat.
was neat. It was neat, and it was done by a blind girl.
Yeah,
Wow.
It
Oh
was at
wow.
a blind showcase for blind creators and stuff like that. And
yeah.
then a lady, she had a crochet hat, she had a crochet purse, and like a regular purse, you unzip it, open it up. She did all that herself.
Oh wow.
Mm.
It's
Cool, man.
pretty neat. And the ladies are doing it with the crochet. Shout out to Trina and Barbara. They're hey, they get creative, guys. This some of the groups that we bring you from Blind United. This is like a social creative group right there. So man, the ladies got it going on, even in the ladies' night.
Hey, yeah. Talking about ladies' night, Britt, how did I know we had to we didn't have our fitness. Ray had an appointment, so we did the makeup. How was that last night?
Oh, that was great. We had a good turnout. We talked about self-care. We talked about, as you get older, you need to moisturize. So we talked about different face moisturizers, face cleansers, different types of things that you can use for your face. If you have aging skin, if you have oily skin, just different things. We don't just talk about makeup. They talk about, how to take care of your face. You don't want to just use all those products and not take care of your face. So
Oh.
it was very informative.
Hey,
How about Windex?
I should have been in that group because I be getting really dry skin on my face, and then when I get the little stubble, man, it gets drier, and man, finding a good face cream may be hard. They all say moisturizing, but sometimes they don't do no job on my skin.
You know what? I have a recommendation for guys who are listening. Young kids, the young men. Because guys want to grow the beard right away, right? And so I have a tip for you guys. Young kids, the young kids, or who's trying to grow facial hair, just use toilet paper, rub it on your face. You know
And
what, right?
the reason why, George?
It's because see how hairy your ass is.
Ah, George always got them jokes, man. Guys. Oh my God,
We
He's here
miss you,
all week,
George.
ladies and gentlemen.
I
Here all
know.
week.
We missed you, George. Hey, it's always
I
a
thought
pleasure to have
you
you on.
was, I thought you were gonna scrape the toilet paper across the stubble, and now you have a white or a blue or a pink beard or whatever color your toilet paper is.
No.
But yeah. But yeah,
That's
that's neat that they were talking about
Now,
skincare and stuff like that. That's always important. If you want to look youthful, even for the fellas, sometimes fellas don't want all that. They want to take care of the skin too. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Is it true? I heard that when women have bags under their eyes, they use the hemorrhoid Piperation H. Is that true?
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Supposed
guys,
to supposed to take the swelling down and
it
Yeah.
take
guys,
the puffiness
hmm
out.
It
I was
does.
born with bags under my eyes, guys. I
Wow.
have bags, especially if I am tired and I slept a little bit. I will have big, big bags. Even if I get a full night's sleep, I still have some bags. I don't know. I don't know. They
So
used to
that
tell
means
me
I can
put
buy you some
cucumber.
preparation H for Christmas, and you be
No,
good.
no, no, no way. Probably what I heard is putting cucumbers on and stuff like that. I know back in the day, years back, someone used to get a makeup package bag that comes with different things like lip gloss and all that. It's like a subscription, something like Scentbird, but they will get like a makeup thing, and they used to have these little strips they would send, and you put them under your eye. These it's like cool strips or something, but it was made for the bags to alleviate from the bags and stuff like that.
I guess they made $1 million on that one.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
Probably.
So
I
so
don't know how
so
well it worked. Honestly,
so
mm.
That
Pedro,
part.
so when you go on an airline, do they charge you extra for extra baggage?
Yeah, they try to double charge me, George. 2 bags extra. They tell me.
Right.
You
Okay.
know, I
No, but I
tell them,
heard that about
hey,
the Piperation H, and that I would think that would might hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I was,
um,
I heard that a while back, a long time ago, many years ago.
it
Dry
could
icy
hurt your
hot. Dry
eyes
icy
though.
hot though. Icy hot may work. The hot and cold
I
sensation.
mean, I wouldn't want to
Swelling.
put icy hot that close to my eyes, but I don't think
Mm.
preparation H would do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Just the concept of okay, this is supposed to be around my asshole, and now I'm putting it around
Right.
my eye. Don't sound right, but I've
Unless
never
you're
heard it.
only in certain type of movies. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I've
the
never
skin of
heard
your
of it.
asshole is so thin compared to your skin on your face to where it may actually work a little better on your face compared to your asshole.
Yeah, well, your
People are chiming in.
butt,
Right,
yeah,
people are
your
logging
butt
in
is
like,
a
what the hell?
I know. Your
I
butt
bet.
is
Well,
sensitive, so
yeah.
the cream has to be sensitive that it won't hit that,
Well, you know
and
what,
hmm
guys?
damage that
Maybe
because
we should say prostate instead of asshole.
yes,
I don't know.
yes, yes, yes.
How about
I
this?
was just thinking that.
We're talking about buttholes. How about Trump?
Oh wow.
I can tell George is just dying to talk about the debate last night. So
I have a
let's
question for George.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
enjoy your dog tacos or your cat tacos for Taco Tuesday?
I know, and man, I tell you, was really sad is there gonna be people actually, and I saw on Facebook this one guy that I know, he's a Trump supporter, and the thing is, that kind of rhetoric led to what happened here in El Paso, August the 3rd, 2019, when a gentleman came. Well, I didn't call him a gentleman, call him a demon,
A
came
douche.
from North Texas and killed 23 fellow El Pasoans. And the thing is, that kind of rhetoric, folks, is what leads to violence. And you know, just because I don't know, just when same immigrants take over jobs and immigrants do this and immigrants do that, we all know, all of us know that's incorrect. The job
Yes.
that they are taking, our lineage is taking, like me, Pedro, and
And others.
Brit, is those jobs that the white people don't want to do. The cotton,
But
the slaving over a stove, cooking No, those are
The
jobs that.
jobs they're saying, George, when they say they come over and take jobs, when you see someone selling flowers, oranges on the side of the freeway, those are the type of jobs. But that's not even a job. They
No,
just
it's not.
hustling to make some money. If you think
Exactly.
about it, it's illegal for an illegal immigrant to get a job here. It's illegal.
Well, not
Companies
according
get
to
fined.
not according to
Also,
Trump. Remember that back
I
in when
know.
he got in trouble for that.
Yeah, also,
Or
you don't
or
get
picking
no
fruit,
food stamps. You don't
like
get no
farmers
cash
and all of
aid.
that. No.
You don't get none of that. You don't get no medical. So I don't know where they take this out, or they take it out from their butt and try to spew it everywhere. But
Well, that's what
to
it is. I mean,
it's disrespectful.
they're running a campaign on fear. They're trying to scare the American public, whatever, about
Hmm.
immigrants. I mean, that's his whole tactic about everything. Scare him about this. Scare him about that. I mean, even last night he touched on the nuclear war thing and all that old kind of stuff. It's all scare tactics. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
But for like me living, I'm sorry, Pedro, real quick.
go ahead,
Like
George.
for me living in the borderland, a border city, folks, we have people on the streets and they're asked for begging for money, and I tell you what, those individuals that are begging for money, they have no problem working for $25 an hour a day to do something because they need that money. So let me ask this question: if it was so true that immigrants are coming over and most of them are violent criminals and insane asylum whatever patients, El Paso, we don't have no problems. I haven't seen people running amok and cutting off heads, and so just the rhetoric from the
Yeah.
Turning Hannibal Lecter on people and
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, fictional characters for him. He feels
I
like
mean,
those
don't get
are
me wrong.
real and stuff like that.
The majority that I've met, in my lifetime, again, they're mostly here to, for a better way of life. And I mean, again, they're just trying to do what they can to make a buck. I mean, the majority of them being, illegal, they try to fly under the radar. They're not trying to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? They know they can't. They don't have a Social Security card, so they can't go get a real job. So they'll go do those jobs where they working undercover, under the table or whatever. Like you say, they'll hang out by Home Depot and work for, like you say, $25,
Day
$50 a day,
labor.
whatever, doing,
Yes.
manual labor kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
they get with these orchards and farms and whatever. They'll go
Trying
down
to
to the
get fruit.
produce market in essence, and they'll just buy cases and cases and cases, or crates and crates and crates, I should say, of oranges or whatever, right? And then they break them down into the smaller bags and they sell them for $1 a bag, $2 a bag, whatever the
Hmm.
case may
Hmm.
be.
Yeah.
They they're creative.
And
You know,
the only time somebody emptied out their jails and sent the people this way was Fidel Castro.
in Cuba.
When they
Yeah.
landed in Florida, and they were welcome because most of them hated Fidel Castro. And most of them were Republican. They were gonna be for the Republican Party, and they accepted them with open arms when it was convenient. You know,
well,
that's what I know when they were invited like that. But man,
but Pedro, but the thing is, yeah, we all agree that immigration reform is needed. I get that,
of course,
especially, you know, uh, when they come in, when we say immigrants, it's not just for those who are listening. Immigrants are not Mexican.
Is
Just to let you
anybody
know that.
coming from anywhere other than the
Yeah, they
United
could be from
States?
That's
Russia.
right.
They could
That's
be
right.
from
But that's
Russia.
the
They could be
first
from
thing that people
China.
think, George. That's the
Exactly.
first thing that people think is when you say
yeah,
immigrants, that's what they think.
Hell, we
Hispanic,
got
Hispanic,
we
Hispanic,
have
Mexicans, or Latinos, and
and
that's not so.
we
and
have Canadian immigrants. We have
That's right.
European
African,
immigrants.
European, you
African
got
immigrants. It doesn't matter.
Vietnamese, you have people. They're just people that just do not have legal citizenization here.
yeah, and George, what you think of him saying he's gonna deport 20 million people? And I think this is gonna take a hit to our economy. Something's gonna happen.
How much is that gonna
And
cost, Pedro?
yeah,
Really?
and you need to put
But
something in place, and then think about it. Who started with something like that
Well,
back in the
well,
1940s?
hold on. Let me say this, Mr. Davis. Hold on. So first of all, a lot of politicians will say, "I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." They don't have a plan, right? For example, deporting 21 million Mexicans, or that's what he thinks, right? But this happened before, folks. Me and Mr. Davis had talked about this back in the 50s. It was called the Wetback Express. And they would literally go through all Southwest states, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. And they would, if you look brown, they didn't care if you're from here or not. They would pick you up. And a matter of fact, a good friend of ours, me and Abel and all of us, Abel, his dad, that happened to his dad. His dad was in LA, born in LA. They picked him up, they threw him into Mexico, and he ended up here in El Paso. But the thing is, exactly how are we going to pay for this? Remember when he's back in the day, oh, we're going to build a wall, and Mexico's paying for it. Did it happen?
Yes.
No.
No.
So he was asked that question last night, and the moderator asked him directly, okay, you say it's more, but we say 11,000 or 11 million. How do you plan to do that? He asked him directly, what's your plan? How's that going? What does that look like? And he can't answer it because he don't have a plan. He's selling fear. He's not selling plans. He's selling fear.
And to Pedro's point, you're right, Pedro. I think about this part, the concept or the concept of the economics. So those who don't know and don't understand that us, well, I'll call ourselves lineage from immigrants, like me and Pedro and everybody here, probably even Mr. Davis he's
my
Australian.
family, Germans, Irish, and Dutch. I mean,
And
he's a European American. No, he's a European American. That's the new term, European American.
But see, that's the thing.
But all Caucasian Americans came from Europe.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, because
Like
you know how there
Trump's
is
wife.
Mexican American,
Just saying.
African American. Now
We're
it's
all immigrants,
European
period.
American.
But the thing, like what Pedro said, folks, you have to understand that. So if Trump decides, which it's not going to happen, I'll tell you right now, it's not, to deport all these individuals, is the impact to the economy is, for example, and you probably know more of this in California than I do. The harvest, when they have to harvest the crops, and who can do that? Who can tell me?
Then they're gonna do just what Trump does. He's gonna file for a permit to bring in immigrants to work and do that work, and then when that work is done, they're supposed to go back home. Okay. Trump sits here and talks about immigrants bad, but you go to any of his properties, once you get beyond the face of the company, the folks at the front desk and all that kind of stuff, the concierge and all that stuff, once you walk past them doors that say employees only, all you see is immigrants.
Yep.
That's all you're going to see.
Yep.
Call the maid up. Go stay in one of his hotels or whatever. Call the maid up to the room and see what kind of person shows up.
Also, another thing to think about when he says 20 million or 21 million, he's counting the DACA people that are already working, that have a social security.
Dreamers and all that stuff.
The dreamers and all that. So he's talking about taking people that are doing jobs already that these companies are going to need. 20 million is not an easy task. It's a big chunk.
Pedro, think about this.
Expensive task as well.
That's what exactly, Ms. Carroll. Because think about this. You have to have ICE. Border Patrol really doesn't do that, but ICE, they're the ones who go after the immigrants when they're inland, right? When they're already in state. So you have to get now you have to get more officers to do that. Okay, now you have to get more ICE. Okay, that's number one. Number two, just finding those individuals, because I can tell you from when I worked in child support, locate was called locate. That takes time. That takes money. And then once you find them, you have to house them. Yeah. And then once you house them, you have to transport them either by, well, more likely by airplane. So 21, let's say times,
somebody in the right was saying that somebody, a prominent figure, I forgot his name, but he was saying the way Trump was going to implement it, and I don't know how he knows because Trump hasn't told nobody, but he was saying that it's going to require FBI, it's going to require local police. So think about the laws they have to create. that means they're going to be able to stop you, ask you for papers, ask you for documentation based on what? Your skin color or what? What's going to happen? What kind of laws are going to be implemented? This is going to cause a big division. We got cops that are Latinos that might even have an immigrant aunt, and she's in the corner
Like you
working
said, they
hard,
could
trying
be,
to, you know what I
like you
mean? It's
said,
going to be division.
like you said, that police officer could be, first, second generation here, right?
That's right.
So his
Hmm.
parents and grandparents could be from, over there, whatever. That, his family members that he goes and does quinceañeras and all that stuff with. No, he ain't gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
So,
ridiculous.
Mr. Davis, what's his story? And I haven't really, the past last week I was out of pocket for the whole week. What's his story about Venezuelan immigrants taking over Colorado downtown?
It's been debunked,
Well,
George. It's all been dunked.
let's debunk George, but let me give you a quick rundown. Supposedly, a gang from over there went into a apartment complex and took it over, right? And then somehow the Hells Angels got involved. They were saying the Hells Angels were gonna go over there and take those immigrants out. The Mongols were gonna go, but it was fake news started by a boomer on social media that is a Trump supporter. And look at Trump, ran away with it. Even yesterday, he said it in the thing, and they didn't fact check him. And that's another thing that I was hearing in the right. People were saying it's unfair. People that I know support Trump were saying, "You saw the bias." No, the bias was when they kept muting the microphones. When he wanted to say something, they turned him up. They didn't let Miss Harris
Yes.
come in, only like once or twice. But Trump interrupting, he was interrupting, and they kept letting him spew his things. And yeah, they fact checked him on the dog thing, but they didn't fact check him on that. But
Well,
I
they
know.
fact checked him on the dog thing, and they fact checked him on
On the
the
abortion
The
thing
amount of
the
too.
people,
abortion
the
after
abortion.
birth thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
Right.
other than that, no, it was biased towards him, not against him. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they like you said, every time he started spewing his rhetoric and his microphone was muted, they turned his microphone off. There was many times I heard her speaking and they did not, but I did hear him say, "Oh, it's my turn, let me speak," or whatever. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But again, there was only maybe once or twice when they turned her microphone up, where in fact they turned his up every
And you
time.
know, and you
Every
know the
time.
reason I think they did that. And if you were looking at the Monday night news on the right, Fox, Newsmax, and all those were saying it's rigged, everything is they're cheating, and then they're against Trump, this and that.
But
So
that's
they're
straight
already.
out of his game
I know,
plan,
but hold on,
Pedro.
hold on. Kept doing this over and over for the people that follow Trump that are on the right will be like, oh, it's unfair. So when he comes on, no matter if he's interrupting, no matter what, to them it's unfair already, and Trump has won no matter what, you
Again,
know?
that's from his game plan. He's been doing that since was it 15 when he first started running for president. He's been spewing that type of rhetoric about it being unfair, and it's all and he for 9 years. For 9 years, he's been the same old what they call it, horse and pony show, whatever, dog and pony show, whatever. It's
Mhm.
the same rhetoric for the last 9 years. He talking about, well, you don't have, they don't need the Congress to do this. All they got to do, you got to do is go home and wake that old man up and have him sign a bill. Well, why didn't you sign them bills while you were in office for 4 years?
Mhm.
Okay, all these things you telling her that she can leave and go do right now. How come you didn't do that while you were in office for 4 years?
And the
Okay,
problem is, Mr. Davis, is that it's people that don't know, or we'll call it for right now ignorance, for lack of a better word. They'll believe that garbage about immigrants, about this, about that, but yet the thing is they feed on that. They'll act on that. That's the part that bothers me, is because like myself being, Mexican, and Pedro and Miss Brit, we have those surnames. So right away, you know, when the white person, and I've seen it, I've heard it, you know, whatever, even here in El Paso. But the thing is, the dangerous part of all this is just he's allowed to keep saying those stuff over and over, and people cheer. You
I
ever go
know.
to the rallies, you hear like people cheering. We're gonna deport 21 million. Everybody starts yelling like, "Wow, really?"
The
You know,
hate. I feel
So
like
the-
the
But you know
hate.
what was so amazing that I heard is they constantly talked about sending individuals back, but they never did address the individuals that live here on the ground. They have no place to go. No place. No, they're homeless.
I just don't think they want them there, Carol. I mean, if they did, they would have addressed that. I think, you know.
Right.
well,
And then
Mike
and
and
that
Carol
note,
Phillips said hi. Good morning, guys.
hey, good
And
morning,
Good
guys.
morning. Good
Monica
morning.
said good morning. Good morning, Monica.
good morning,
And
Good
Monica.
morning,
it's half of
Monica.
the hour, you guys.
And we're moving to a quick commercial break. And what's up, baby? And we will be back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
You are cordially invited to Blind United's Spooky Evening on Saturday, October 26th, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Veteran Foreign War Post 2070, VFW, 825 South Magnolia Avenue, Monrovia, California, 91016. Cross Street is Chestnut. Come and enjoy a fun, spooky evening with games, a costume contest, and Halloween treats with friends and family. 825 South Magnolia Avenue. Cost per adult $25, children 5 to 13 $15, children 4 and under free. The meal will include hot links and a grilled chicken sandwich, chips, potato salad, soda, water, and cupcakes. A cash bar will be available. Door prize drawings will be held throughout the event. Deadline to turn in money is Thursday, October 10th, 2024. You can sell your money to Blind United Incorporated at blindunited2022@gmail.com. All children must be accompanied by an adult to the restroom. For more information, you may contact F.A. Chandra Howard at 909-774-6290 or Cheryl Thurston at 909-821-9589.
All right, and Monica made a comment. She said that the Hells Angels even came out and said that that wasn't true and that Trump is spreading all types of hate and division. So thank you,
That's
Monica,
all
for
he
your
does.
comment.
Yes, thank you, Monica. I mean, that's actually all he does. Is all about hate and division. You know, I mean, like like she said last night. She said it several times. You know, bottom line, we have a lot more in common than we have different. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do is get to that part. You know what I'm saying? Once we realize that all the things that we have in common, it outweighs our differences. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just that simple. It's, I don't know, if you are a person that doesn't want to live around other nationalities or whatever, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. That's what America is. Immigrants are what makes up America. Americans are immigrants. The first pale faces, if you want to go there, to hit our shores, okay, they were immigrants, right? They just happened to end up taking over. And how did they do that? They took over by population, just boat after boat after boat after boat. Maybe that's what they worried about. They scared if we keep letting all the immigrants in. And again, They are not they're not the majority anymore. That's the problem. Okay. We, well, I'm saying we, and here I am a white guy, but again, uh, minorities are no longer the minority. They say minorities, right? But
Right.
we're not. We're not. I mean, especially if we work together, black and brown and red and yellow, right? Because in their eyes, those are all enemies, right? If you're
Right.
any other color other than Caucasian, then you're in essence you're an enemy. You're an enemy. But if we all join forces, then they're not in the majority anymore. It's just that simple, and that's what they're scared of. You know, they're scared that they're going to lose power. But the crazy part for me is they too stupid to realize they done already lost power. They done already lost it. Okay, I mean the majority of people. Look at all the people in Congress and the Senate right now. The majority of them folks in there are non-Caucasian. Okay, they're non-Caucasian. They are a minority in Washington. They're a minority, you know, everywhere. I mean, they keep moving further and further and further out into the desert because they don't want to live around. At least here in California, anyway, right? They run from the inner cities. Now they done move so far out, they done turn around and say, you know what? I'm tired of that commute. So what do? They start sneaking back into the city. They start buying property up, buying property up, buying property up, and now they got a gentrification thing going on, and they running all of my, non-whites out of LA. There's a lot of folks that are staying. I ain't going nowhere. You know, this was my grandma's house. She didn't pay but $20,000 for it, but now it's worth $1 million. What I look like trying to sell a house? I'm staying right here. This is where our wealth is, right here in this property.
Yeah, 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 and then also another thing that they like to point out, it was the gas prices under Trump. They were low. They were low, and the reason they were low is because we had a pandemic, folks. People were not driving. And one thing that Trump did that was a negative, he told the gas company it's about supply and demand. So if you stop manufacturing and make it a demand, prices are going to go up. So he told him that while he was in government, and to tell that to another business, being a businessman, you're basically giving a slap to the government because you're telling them make the prices higher when you're in government and you need to be working for the people to make this better for the people. Plus, this industry gets subsidized a lot.
I just want to point out a fact, though, as well, Pedro, on that same point. The reason gas prices were originally low under Trump was because Obama, that's what he left him. When Obama left office, oil was less than $100 a barrel. I think it was something like $5, $10 a barrel when Obama left office. That's what Trump inherited. He inherited low oil prices. He actually told the OPEC nations, right, the thing about supply and demand before COVID hit. And then once they started cutting back, then the pandemic hit and there wasn't nobody driving. So, again, it's
And OPEC is Saudi Arabia, and the plus is Russia. OPEC plus. That's what those two nations are.
yeah.
How are you gonna tell somebody that is supplying us a counteractive move against the American people? I thought it was America first. I thought it was make America great, America first, right? But
But
basically, he gave the whole game away to them, and we're last now. Now it's America last on the gas issue.
but we can't deny the fact. We got to be 100% here that when it comes to corporate corruption, it goes both ways, Democrats and
Yeah.
Republicans. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
not. But the problem here today is, especially when Trump enters the picture, showing all the other, rhetoric, the stupidity about this and about that, and World War III, and like you said, that's hate speech, right? And it kind of got me thinking, folks, and I want to make sure I put this in the right context. So I'm thinking in my head, how could someone have so much power like Trump? What I mean by power is the people behind him. People who literally would die for him. And the thing for me is so kind of goes back to what happened back in the 30s and 40s, the late 30s and 40s was Hitler, because people were willing to die for him, and he was doing all this rhetoric. So to me, it's just it's a repeat of history, right? And for me, it's just Trump knows that he's speaking BS, but he still does it because he wants those numbers. Like, remember when he got all upset when Miss Harris mentioned about his rally, the size of his rally, and people were leaving early. Man, that tripped. That like poked him in the rear. And that's because he's a narcissist. That's what people don't realize, that his thing is about size and numbers, right? My thing is bigger than yours, and my rallies are bigger than yours. And the thing is, that's how people will still vote for him.
My toupee is bigger than yours.
Bottom line, like you said, George, he is a narcissist. You understand what I'm saying? It's about that. It's again, she was able to get under his skin several times. It was because when we were watching it last night, I forget who it was. I think it might have been Monica or somebody, saying that that might have been you, Carol, about how we was talking about how we wish we could see their faces and see their expressions and stuff.
Yes.
When I was watching some stuff late last night afterwards, they were talking about Donald. She was smiling and she was happy-go-lucky, whatever, and he just had this evil grimace on his face. And
oh, wow.
I mean, he was just on fire. Every time she poked him, it just got worse and worse and worse, and he just fell off his square. And he started, he never did answer a question, and it was always nothing but rhetoric. There was nothing of any substance that came out of his mouth. There was not a plan nowhere.
And his team had a bad look in their face too. They knew what was going on. He was losing the fight. The team, whoever prepared him, they should get all fired. But Trump ain't gonna do that. He doesn't do that. He says he will fire everybody, but he's not. He's not gonna fire that team. And the thing is, he thinks he's right, so he didn't listen to his team. His team told him, do facial expressions, smile. When she said something bad, give her a little look and stuff, but do not interrupt. And what he did, he went off the track and just started going crazy. And
you can't control him.
Because you can't control somebody that's out of control, and he's just naturally out of control.
Yeah, and I swear, he keeps talking about World War III, and I believe he'd be the first one to pull that detonator. That football that
push the button on us.
Yeah, push the button, and
that's very scary to know that he would have control to push that button.
That was my biggest fear for them 4 years he was in office. This crazy man has access to nuclear weapons.
Yes, and then they say they're the party of freedom. He says he's about free speech, but he sued a comedian for a joke he did about him. So how is that freedom of speech when you're suing people? You sued CNN for a story they made about you. You're suing different people because they talk about you. That is not someone that values freedom of speech. That's someone that says, I want to terminate the Constitution. I want to be the first dictator, the first king of America, So I don't understand when they're saying less government. We want to give you more rights, but they want to take your right to choose if you want an abortion.
You're right to do anything. If you leave it up to them, you won't be able to get no more tattoos, piercings, whatever. Right now it's abortions and, whatever whoever you choose to love, right? That's your business. But according to them, they're not gonna have. You're not gonna get no
And
abortions. You're
see,
not gonna be no same-sex marriages. There's not gonna be no contraceptive help. You know, they're gonna do away with all sorts of contraceptives, right? And then next thing you know, they're gonna get into, like I said, even more stuff. Oh no, you can't have no tattoos. Oh no, you can't have no piercings. You know, none of this and all of that. You want everybody to look like a bunch of clones? I mean, come on. What are
but
you
the
going
thing
to do?
is,
Start
Mr. Davis,
issuing uniforms and have us all walking around with uniforms on, depending on what class we're in? You know,
but
come
Mr.
on.
Davis, but the thing is to me, I never understood this. How we men, politicians mostly, right? Because could tell a woman what to do with her body, right? I mean, that's their choice. That, who am I to go and tell? Oh, you can't do that. You can't. Why? Because I said that's against this. And
I
we pull
promise
out.
you, I have 6 children and 2 wives with 6 kids, right? Each and every pregnancy, when my wife came and told me she was pregnant, the first words out of my mouth was, "Oh, okay, cool. We're going to have a baby." Well, okay, well, what do you want to do? Right? Because it's
Right.
her body. I mean, yeah, I want my kids, but if you ain't feeling it, or maybe I don't know, maybe the doctor told you there's a health risk for you to have another child. I don't know. But bottom line, it's your choice. I mean, yeah, if you married or whatever, it is only right that you speak to the baby daddy, right? And
Hmm.
if y'all can come to an understanding, but again, ultimately, it's a woman's right. It's her body, you
Yeah,
know.
But the thing,
yeah.
Mr. Davis, is this is when okay. So let's go back to that the women's rights. Yet us men, politicians, back in the what was it 1915, 1916? Before that, women couldn't vote,
They
right?
couldn't even own property, George.
That's what I'm saying. So here we are being, we're again repeating history, where we dictate to women what to do, how to do it, and how to vote or not to vote it. But who are we to do that? Where did this come? Where did this concept? Is it from religion? Is it from culture? Is it from custom? To me, I never, I don't. No, I got the abortion. I get that. I know where it comes from. Religion, same-sex marriage comes from religion. I get that.
There's abortion in the Bible, George.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I understand where it comes from. But the point is, that's
No, I mean it
religion.
was allowed in the Bible. It was allowed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying is how that person interprets whatever they want to hear. If it's religion, if it's this or that, because they're going to say my religion is the Christian or the Catholics. We're the best. Okay. How about the Mormons? How about the Muslims? How about the Buddhists? How about this? How about that? The
Right.
thing is, who are we to say this is the ultimate religion or this is the ultimate
The one and only
ideology?
way to believe to follow somebody. It's the only one allowed. I mean, that's why America was created. Freedom of religion.
Now think
Okay.
about this, guys. Like for example, the Mormons and Scientology. If you look into those, do your research, you're gonna be like, really? People are believing that UFOs are gonna come for us and take us out to the. That's the Mormons. That's basically
Yeah.
what it was where it grew from. Scientology. I mean, and people follow through, and that's a religion.
Yeah, and Mormons, I read their book. Actually read their newer version of the not of the Bible, but the addition to the Bible is what they're
The Book
saying.
of Mormons.
Yeah, the Book of Mormon is an addition to the Bible. Yeah, if you haven't read it, the story's a little out there, but that's for folks to read and come to their conclusion. About Scientology is another that one is, I don't know, it's
That's
more of
a way further out there.
yeah, way further out there, and they try to make it seem like a
But that's our
religion.
opinion, folks. I mean, just
Yes,
to be
that's
clear, that's
our
our
opinion.
opinion. You know.
Um, because even Mormons, I ain't gonna lie, Mormons, people be like, oh, they're out there or whatever. I see them dressed all conserved, like dressed up like with a tie, white shirt, and stuff like that. I have them came in my house, help me wash dishes while they want to talk to me about the book. And
Right.
I don't let them know I know I read the book. I just continue and I talk to them and I conversate. Like I'm always like to know about different religions. I read a little bit of the Quran. So I like to know, and ask certain questions, but overall, when
Th-
different people come to your door and knock, they've been really helpful. They will see me do yard work and they will start helping me do yard work while they talk to me.
Well,
Well,
that's
those ones, I'm sorry, George, the ones in the white shirts and the ties, those
Hmm.
are actually, they're doing their missionary work.
Yep, they are.
And that's part of their mission, doing their missionary work is to help out wherever they can. But on the flip side of that, just for the, in an effort to be transparent, I got a grandson that's a Mormon. Do you? If that's what makes you happy, if that's what, gives you peace in your life, then do that. You know, I don't care if you're a Mormon, a Hare Christian, a Muslim, whatever. If that's what gives you peace in your life, do that.
Yeah, now they have a church where they praise God and Jesus, but they also do the 420 thing. They also do the little marijuana thing. You know what I mean?
but the thing is, like you said, Mr. Davis, what you want to do with your life, that's what we're supposed to be, a free America, right? Of course, if it's not criminal or if you're not hurting someone else, of course not. But if you want to shave your head or whatever you want to do,
Why
you
you don't
want
like my head shaved, George? I mean, what?
to,
You got a
right?
thing against shaved head people? What's really
Yeah.
going
Well, I
on?
shave my head too. So, but the point is, if you want to, shave your head and put polka dots in your head, that's your choice. You might get the police called on you because they think you're crazy, but the point is, this is America. You're supposed to have those choices of what you want to do, how you do it, where you do it. But the thing is, with the Republicans and the Democrats, they it's both parties. Like I said, I'm going to go to both parties. As you can tell, I'm not really either or. I'm really myself in the middle. I call myself a. I'm not really an independent either.
I'm
But
a free
anyways,
thinker.
yeah, there you go. Um,
Um, yeah, and both sides are corrupt, George. There was I think it was a senator got caught with gold bars in his jacket, envelopes full of money and stuff like that.
Melendez from New
Mm,
Jersey.
there you go.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I don't know why he did it so blatantly like that when basically there is legalized corruption within our system because they get all these lobbyists, all these money, all these donations. And a big one that I don't hear folks pointing out is why when Trump left the when he so-called, well, he lost, let's just say straight out, he lost. All of a sudden
As
he had
Kamala said, 81 million people fired you and you can't
yeah,
accept it.
yeah. So think about this. Now, Saudi Arabia moved their tournaments to the Trump results, to Mar-a-Lago and other Trump results. Wouldn't you think that's a conflict of interest right there?
Okay, what about the $4 billion or $4 trillion, whatever it was that they gave his son-in-law
Yeah, it was I think $2 to $4 billion they gave Eric Kushner for what?
for that money market thing? That's what it was. It's for the hedge fund
Yeah,
investment firm he was starting.
so there is legalize corruption. There is, and then that insider trading that they do because they have insider knowledge. They do. Hey, I'm not. I don't like them that they're able to become a billionaire off of the information they have. You know what I mean?
But
They
you know what
should.
I heard yesterday, last night, Pedro?
Mm,
Um, and I never thought about this. And it's kind of going with what you're saying about the being rich and whatnot. It's actually expensive to be poor.
It
And what I mean
is.
by that is,
yes, it
poor
is.
people like us, we pay more in interest. We get a loan, right? Or like for example, the rent to own things, we pay more.
Hmm.
Housing, we'll pay more. If we can't afford food, we have to buy the cheap food. We can't buy the real good food because we can't afford it. For
George.
example,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it's expensive to be poor, and
Yes.
when rich people don't hear that, don't live that, don't know that,
They don't
you
know
know.
that because they use tactics like when they want to buy something, instead of using their money and getting taxed and all that and paying taxes, they rather get loans against their stock or against their net worth and get that loan at 0%. No tax, no nothing like that. They might get a 2% to pay back for interest, but they have a low interest loan. We don't do that. They go out and buy these properties with these loans and they don't pay no type of tax. They find a way to get around the tax. And to me, that's not being American. I know the rules are there, but if you're a billionaire and America got you there. America, this country that is free, made you a billionaire. But now you want to cut all kinds of corners, want to cut everything, don't want to even pay taxes. They want to bring the corporate tax from 21 to 14. Come on. Who's
Think
losing
about
there?
this, Pedro. 1 year, Trump paid less taxes, or how was it? Yeah, I pay more tax. Me and my wife pay more taxes than Trump did.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
they always tell you, I paid millions of dollars. No, it doesn't go by dollars. It goes by percentage.
Yeah.
And poor people pay more percentage tax to these corporations under Trump. It was the first time Amazon, Walmart, and all these major big corporations got a tax return. How these big companies are going to get a tax return when they owe us tax?
Hmm.
Think about
Not
that
only that,
one.
but think about this too, Pedro. Those like Walmart, they underpay their employees. What I mean by that is, I think you had said that, Mr. Davis, didn't you?
They're a subsidized corporation because they pay the employees sub-minimum wages. They can't afford their own health care, and they can't afford to buy groceries. So they go down and they get on public assistance. And now we're giving them SNAP, which is for they, stuff. And then we
Food
give
stamps,
them,
yeah.
what is it,
Cash aid and
Medicaid,
other stuff, yeah.
cash aid, Medicaid,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. Why? Because those corporations, I mean, McDonald's used to have a hotline that you could call and get on public assistance.
And see, and the way they're trying to use their system, they always talk about the food stamp queen and all this. No, you know who's the biggest user of that system? The
Corporate.
corporations. The
Mhm.
corporations like Walmart, McDonald's, and these companies that don't want to pay a fair rate wage to their workers. They only want to be about the bottom line, whatever. Money, money, money.
But hold on, there's a thing. I'm gonna say something that people always get upset with me, and this is from my time when I was in the BT program. Just realize, folks, and I get it, a living wage, not a minimum wage, but a living wage. I get that concept.
There
right?
is a difference.
There's a difference. But remember this, folks. When McDonald's is paying $20 an hour for someone, we're paying for that. In other words, the meal, the hamburger, the Happy Meal is going to go up.
Mhm,
The apple
mhm.
pie is going to go up. So don't think that you're going to get one for the other. In other words, I want to pay my employee $25 an hour and keep that burger at $5. That's not going to happen. So we have to understand that as we pay more in wages, we're going to pay more. So it's a vicious cycle. Because, for example, let's say I earn $15, right? And I'm still buying that burger for $5. Okay, but I'm barely buying that burger. Okay, you raise my wage to $25 an hour. Cool, but guess what? That burger goes up to $10. So it's just
this is what was going on last night when he was talking about this tariffs that he's going to be putting on everybody. He doesn't want to acknowledge it. Those costs are going to get passed right on to us, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why she said that he, in essence, by implementing those tariffs, is going to create a 20% sales tax on everything we buy.
Yeah.
A national sales tax. A national sales tax.
You know what, real fast,
And we
Mr.
can't
Davis,
afford that. That's horrible.
yesterday, or was it Monday? Me and Lulu, we went. We got a sandwich, guys. Sandwich, just a burger, not the combo, right? Lulu got I think a double meat burger, and I got a single meat. 2 burgers, right? $18. 18.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? We didn't order the combo, and it's just amazing
That's
how
ridiculous.
how the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage, is still at $7. I think it's still $7, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And the point I want to draw on that one, think about this. You go to Amazon.com. If I'm in California and I'm looking at the same product like George, it's gonna cost the same, no matter where you're at. So how is the federal tax still that low? The federal minimum wage.
I have a question on that, Pedro. I don't know, Mr. Davis. I don't know if I don't know if you clarify. Well, anyways, I have a question. Gas stations, Pedro. Why is it we one like the one here in my corner where we live? This says 3.25 a gallon. And you go down the street, and then all of a sudden it's 3.85. It's the same companies, the Circle K. How is the difference in gas? I never understood.
They go by region in a way.
No, well, he's talking about they're
I'm talking about
in the
same
same
block.
region because they're on the same block or just down the street from each other. So what happens, George? A lot of those are what we want to call them franchise. They're independent. So what they do is they buy their gas from commodities brokers, right?
Okay.
So the broker that this Circle K is dealing with, maybe they're getting gas for X amount of dollars, but the other one, they're dealing with a different broker, so they're paying a few more dollars.
Okay, that makes sense now. Because me and Lulu were wondering, like, how the hell can it be different prices of the same company?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's the crazy part. When they do that, right, whatever broker they're working with, of course, it says Circle K on the store, right? But they might have 76 gas. They might have mobile gas. They might have Arco gas. It depends on which one of them overproduced and put so much money on the market that day for commodity.
Do you have Circle K out there in California?
Yeah.
Even though I started here in El Paso, right?
Oh,
One of our
okay.
former mayors, he started Circle K.
See,
It's
not
not
one
white
here anymore
supremacist.
down here in Dallas.
Oh, really? Isn't Circle K
No.
associated with the white supremacists or something?
That's what I've been told. Everything with that red circle in it, especially Circle K, because that is actually a symbol of white supremacy.
Is it really? Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
they actually have that symbol on their white garb.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what we don't, now that I'm blind and I ran through some literature and stuff. There is symbolism all over, George, all over
Oh,
the
absolutely.
buildings. A lot of symbolism that we can't see. And there's the Bible of symbols too and stuff like that. So
So
it's built within our system all over the world, not just
right.
in the United States, but you need to be aware too and know where to shop, because if that's all the symbol for real, man, I never hit in a Circle K. I'm letting y'all know it could be
Well,
run by
it ain't just
the
them.
Indians.
Guess who else it is?
I'm good.
Guess who else it is, though, Pedro?
Mm.
And I've heard you talking about shopping there many, many times.
All right.
Target.
They do have that circle.
They
Target?
got that. Yeah, they got that red
Oh,
circle.
that's right.
dog.
Red and white circle.
They
Ah.
put a dot in the middle to make it look like a Target.
Oh
But
no, Tarjay. I'm so sad. That's my store.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they don't have the K in the middle though.
No, but it's the red circle. It's the
Mm.
symbol.
It's the symbol. Wow.
The
You know,
red
now
circle is the symbol.
I'm drawing.
Interesting.
I'm now that you made Circle K, KKK. Ew. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, back in the days, back when that mayor
Well,
here in Texas, in El Paso,
Well,
the
think
Ku
about
Klux
Target.
Klan.
Makes you a
Yeah.
target.
Yeah.
so
Continue, George. Let me see. Let me hear what you were saying.
No, but I'm gonna say that back in the
Mm-hmm.
here in El Paso, back in the 40s and 50s, the Ku Klux Klan was really we had them on our school districts board. We had them in city
Yeah.
council.
Mhm.
We had
they
them.
were everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back
And the
then,
thing
Jim
about-
Crow, they were everywhere.
Jim Crow. You know what? I thought that was a chicken place. Not really.
It does sound like a chicken place, right?
Okay, but like I said, Jim Crow and all of those stuff. Jim Crow was a set of, a subset of laws for minorities, mostly black folks.
Right.
That's what it
That's right.
was.
You know, and real quick, folks, before we leave, I remember my grandma would tell me that when she was going to school, they had there was a school here in El Paso called Douglas, where they had the white water fountain and the black water fountain, and I'm like, what? And just kind of going. I think you said that somebody said about we couldn't see their faces in the debate.
I
And-
did.
Yeah,
I
you did, Miss
did.
Carol. It's just
But
going back to
like you said, George, my mother graduated from Wortham Colored High School. It was
Oh,
actually
really?
Oh,
in the
wow.
name of it. Yes, that's on
Yeah.
her diploma. Wortham Colored High School. That's my mother that graduated there.
oh
So
wow.
that lets you know that's not. It's really not that far behind us.
Not really. And I mean, if you think about it, yeah, you're right, Miss Carol. You're right. I didn't think about that. It's not that far.
Yes.
You know,
It's
that
not that
distant
far
from
behind
us.
us. Yeah.
In other words, we
Yeah.
can still talk to those individuals that expect. Did you see that, Mr. Davis, when you were
So
younger?
she knew about soap water
Yes,
fountains.
yes,
Yes.
yes. I mean, you got to
Yes,
remember,
it's
I was
history.
born in '57, so the civil rights movement happened when I was a young person, and
Mhm. And
in
I
my
was born in
early,
'64.
right. And again, so you were born during it. I was born
During
just
it.
prior
That's
to it.
right. That's right.
So in '64, when they passed the Civil Rights Act, when Johnson
right.
passed the Civil Rights Act, I was 7 at the time or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question, real quick. Is it true? And I when you see this, you really, you get it from one source, right? You run with it, like what happened with the Valenzuela and the apartments. Is it true that they should actually cook? They hang the black people and cook them, like a barbecue
cook 'em.
kind of.
Well,
Not
they
cook.
had a book on that.
Well,
No, they didn't
so
cook them. They would hang them, and then they would
No,
have
they would hang 'em.
cookouts to
so
celebrate.
let me simplify this for you, George. You love music, right?
Yes, sir.
Pull up Billie Holiday, "Strange Fruit."
Strange fruit. That's right.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. The
Okay.
term
Strange
"strange fruit" was
Came from the
black folk
hanging of black
the lynchings of black
lynching
And hanging them from the tree.
trees.
Really?
people. That was strange fruit.
Yes. That was
I'm gonna
the
look it up right
strange
now.
fruit that was
Strange
hanging from the
fruit.
tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also a fact about the slave ships and stuff like that. They found books talking about on cooking black folks and stuff like that. So
Wow.
it
That's
is
crazy.
it is hard. It is crazy time what was happening and stuff.
I bet
like
you
that.
they never ate dogs or cats.
They skipped over this step. But like, we can't eat them.
I'm
We,
wondering though,
Well,
since it
let me
was on
give
a
you this
Tuesday,
one.
if they use red or green salsa.
let,
Right?
let me give you this one. Soul food was created from the scraps that the slave owners would give the slaves, like chitlins and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's
That
right.
was stuff they wasn't finna eat. I mean,
They
even
wasn't gonna eat it.
now.
It's leftover.
Well, you hear people talking about this all right now about the cow butt.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one of the prime pieces of the cow now.
Mhm.
Back in the day, that was waste. They didn't want nothing to do with that.
Oh,
Black
is
folks
that
made
like
that.
Or the
the
chicken
gizzard?
back. Or the chicken back.
All of that, George. Everything that they felt they were too good to
Liver.
eat,
Mm-hmm.
they gave to the black folks. And
That's right.
with the seasonings and the methods of cooking, they turned it into delicacies.
Yes, sir.
Well, I learned something new. I learned something new today.
Okay,
So, wow.
so, but anyway, we about 5 minutes or so
Well,
over our
before you
time today.
end, Tisha said hi. So hi, Tisha. And she
Oh,
Hey, Tisha.
Miss, before we go, Miss Britt,
Huh.
two things. I forgot to down. That's number one. Number two, threads. On a side note, you know what we always talk about X, but you know what threads, folks,
Mhm.
for the blind community is very accessible on the app and even on the website. It's really accessible. So I was really impressed. It's called Threads from Facebook, but it's
From
really
Meta.
One of these
accessible.
days, we got to
From
make
Meta,
a
I'm
Blind
sorry.
United account for Threads. George, Pedro, somebody. Work
No,
on
Nintendo,
that.
you bless.
Okay. I have mines, and I keep getting followers and stuff. But it's basic another Twitter without all the bull that Elon Musk ended up messing up Twitter with all those check marks, buying all that stuff, and all the craziness. He Man, another one is Elon Musk. That everybody, okay, yes, he's a smart man, but man, his way of thinking and policy is way out there. He's about controlling and not able to speak up and
No,
stuff
you
like
know, I
that.
think what happens a lot, Pedro, when it comes to that is it's just you get too smart. What I mean by that is you have the money, so you really don't have no one to have those barriers to stop you. Like, what are you doing, right? He has all those yes people around him, so he's starts seeking this BS, and especially now he's sponsoring. I think we mentioned that, right, Mr. Davis? $43 million a month until the elections for Donald Trump.
But it's actually going into Elon Musk's PAC.
Yeah, into his PAC. It's a write-off, of course.
Right. It's not directly to Donald Trump, but it's in a PAC that is
Yeah, he's
promoting
trying to walk it.
Donald Trump.
He's walking it back. He doesn't want to donate. I think he sees the writing in the walls, so he's putting it somewhere. I think for future when he wants to have pool.
But didn't
with a
Trump promise
person.
Elon a spot in his cabinet? somewhere?
Oh, really?
Remember this line from Trump? Electricity's all bad, so bad. Ain't no power there. Ain't no power. But Elon Musk is good, and he said he could fix it. Come on.
Hey, you do a pretty good impression there,
He
Pedro.
does,
Hey,
really.
I'll tell you what.
Come on, electricity. You know, like, I don't know. It's like, how can you say electricity is not working, it's all bad, and then turn around? Elon Musk is gonna come in and he said it's good. He said it's good. So he's gonna make it work. And I'm like, oh, like, how are you
Okay,
gonna
well-
contradict yourself within the same sentence?
But because you're Trump, Trump can do that. And
Oh,
get away with it.
He's most likely drunk. Instead of Trump,
hold on,
let's call
guys.
him drunk.
Let me ask you something that's happened to me. And I was gonna mention this a long time ago before we started all this. Just for us as fellow blind individuals, when you're holding something and you're walking, do you lose your GPS, or was it just me? Like, let's say
Lose
you're
your
holding
GPS.
groceries or whatever, you're walking. Do you lose your GPS, or is it just?
Lose it. I don't understand what you mean.
Well,
lose
for
it.
example, let's say you're going to your gate at your house, and you're carrying groceries, and you know where the gate is, you know where the door is, but you still don't hit it. Is it?
Oh, no, you get turned around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
It
it
has-
because
I
you're
don't-
not using your cane or something?
I don't know, because when I was the other day when I was carrying Oreos to the
No,
I
but
was
George,
lost.
that happens to me when I have things in my mind and things are rapidly in my mind and I'm navigating, then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh, snap. Where am I? Hold up, because I'm thinking and I'm worried about something and it has happened to me. And I'll be like, hold up, let me see where I'm at. I'm kind of lost. And
Okay, yeah, because I do that. I still go, wait a minute, stop. My GPS, I call it my GPS. My GPS is off. Where the hell
As
am
long
I?
as I
you
have
know?
my
Yeah,
cane, I don't
Well,
get
we get
lost.
we get disoriented from time to time. I don't think it happens on a regular basis. I think it just happens when we have other things on our mind. Like you
Right.
said, you may mention you were carrying an Oreo at that time. You know, Oreo wasn't feeling good. She was, in a bad way, whatever. You probably was trying to hurry up and get her to the car, or whether you was taking her to the car or back to the house after, whatever the case may be. But all of those things played into it, George. That's what that was. It wasn't,
Yeah, that's what it just threw me off. I'm like, that's different.
your mind was just preoccupied with other stuff, and you wasn't able to concentrate on where you were going. That's all it was.
Right.
yeah, it
Right.
happens to me. It has happened to me a couple of times. And you'd be like, oh, man. And then, so when I'm walking, I'll be like, man, let me concentrate. Like, let me not think about stuff.
You know,
So-
one time, Pedro, I used to have.
I'm glad we
People
don't
are-
have any corporate executives telling us when we need to stop this.
Going way past the
Okay,
time,
this is
So-
the
right?
bonus. The bonus.
The
activity.
bonus, yeah. So, just for those who are listening that are sighted, to kind of get an understanding, because I've had this many of times. You probably had this too, Miss Carol and Pedro and everybody else. Why don't you count from here to the door, your feet, like 1,
my.
2, 3, 4?
Oh, no,
And I'm like,
I don't
There's too
count
many damn
steps.
steps.
No,
well,
I
not
don't
only
count
that,
steps.
folks,
It's
but
sad, and I don't understand.
No.
so the reason why, and this is what I was when I was did my O&M instruction, I asked my instructor, "Why can't I just count it? Like go, 10 feet to the right, that's my door." And she goes, "No, because think about it. As you're walking and somebody stops you and asks you a question, you're gonna get lost. Like, was that number 5 or number 2? You know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
You
have
know
Oh,
what
somebody.
really does work though, and then Brittany can verify. I also like down where we have our meetings at down in Claremont. Back in the day, there used to be a tree that was kind of like a landmark for me to cross over to go into the Metrolink station.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to just, run my cane along that wall, and then when I get to that tree, okay, I know I need to make a right turn right here, right? Well, they took that tree out about a year or so ago, Britt. Maybe what, 2 years, I think now. But
Yeah.
bottom line now is just about time and distance.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I feel like I done went far enough, and it seemed like it's been long enough. I make a right turn, and 9 times out of 10, I walk right straight up the ramp to go into the Metrolink station.
And
Oh
he
wow.
does, you
Mm.
guys. He hits
Yeah.
it right on the nose.
And George,
Wow.
I have had somebody seen me walking. I forgot where I was going. I think I was going to my children's school, and somebody stopped me and was like, "You must count your steps because you get around real good." And I was like, no, I don't count my steps."
Count.
And they
That'd
go,
be funny if
"Oh,
we
so
walking
how
down
you get
one,
around?"
two.
I mean, they hear people, they heard Ray Charles say that in the movie,
Right, right.
blah,
So they
blah,
think
blah, right?
everybody does that.
Some
But
movie guys.
But he
can
didn't walk with
you,
a cane either.
right,
That
but
was the
can you
difference.
imagine all of those formulas you have to keep in your head?
No
Okay,
way.
10 steps to the front door, make a left, 250 steps to the corner, another 150 feet to the other corner, and then 500 steps down to the hotel. How do you keep all that stuff straight in your head?
You
Yeah,
can't.
no, you can't.
Yeah, you
Mm-mm.
You
can't. You
can't.
can't.
You know what I'm
And you're
saying?
always
Nah,
gonna be counting, 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 counting. Come
right.
on, come on.
And then the county, you're distracted to where you what? Can't hear the traffic.
Well, okay. How about
Nope.
this one? Now that we're talking about this, I know we're going over time, but
It's fine.
when someone says, hey, go straight," like my wife does it to me a lot.
Oh, I
I
hate that.
I can't go straight. I'm
No,
sorry, but
what's straight? What's straight?
yeah. What does that mean? Straight? What? It's
I said, well, which way am I going?
What I generally tell them, George, is I tell them close your eyes. Now I want you to walk straight. Walk
exactly,
straight. And then
Oh.
they get it, like, oh, yeah, that makes. But if you're trained to say that to someone, and you don't know, then you have to teach them. Each one teach one. So
Well,
That's true.
it is what
That
it
is
is.
very
So,
true. That is, speaking of canes and mobility and things like that, you cane give initiative. We got to give these people canes so that they're not counting steps or wearing noisy shoes or getting tree branches used as canes. Whatever. I mean, if you have an old, dusty, rusty cane, give it to the You Cane Give initiative. Go to youcanegive.org. Go on that website, get you a shipping label, and you can ship your cane directly to Jimmy. And if you don't want to do it that way, if you see Ed or Pedro in public, you can give them your old, rusty, dusty cane. It doesn't matter if the elastic's broken or whatever. We will refurbish it and we will give it to Jimmy. And Jimmy is going to take it to a country where they can't get canes. And he's going to give them the cane. And then he's going to give them a nice little digital recorder on instructions on how to use the cane and how to
Hey,
fix
Miss
the
Britt.
cane.
Hey, Miss Britt. Can they email Ed?
Of course! Email Ed at info@blindunited.org.
There you go, guys. And believe me, when I got that cane in my hand, the first time I got it, man, the freedom, able to walk down the street and go get my kids and stuff like that from school and do what I need to do as a parent was
I-
it was independence to me. It was like, oh, I could hop in the bus and go where I want to go, get
Does
something to eat and
Pedro,
stuff like
is,
that.
is it you or Mr. Somebody has the music on their those?
no, that's
speak-
no,
the
that's the time out.
time to
telling
die
them it's time to
movie. It's
go.
No, no, no,
time,
no, no, no.
time to go
The-
music.
No. Somebody has a little speaker on their cane. Somebody told me one time.
No.
Oh,
We can
that's
get.
if you go on Custom Cane's website, you can get a cane speaker, a cane holster, cane. You can. It's like Burger King. You can get it your way. You want a pink
Mhm.
cane, you want a
I
red
got a
cane, Blues,
yeah, I got a
Dodgers, whatever you
holster.
want.
And a tip for my
Yeah.
blind folks, I don't like having earphones in my ear or earbuds when I'm trying to navigate and hear the GPS. So having a speaker that clips onto your cane so you can hear your GPS, man, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I've actually, we
So let's
gave him
custom
away.
with the K, guys.
Yeah, he actually gave us some of those as gifts one year when we were doing a cane drive for him. And the little Bluetooth speaker that you put on your cane is kind of like, I don't know, it's not that big. It's only maybe a 3-inch sphere, a ball kind of thing. So it's not that big. But it's a really good sounding speaker that you can put right on the end of your cord, right on the end of your cane, and it's just hanging there. And you can hear your music, you can hear your GPS, whatever it is.
Mr. Davis, you know as Mexican, I want to put a lot of speakers on my cane and just low rider.
I'm gonna make sure I don't let you get your hands on my glide when I get it. 'Cause, next thing I will you turn my glide into a lowrider or something.
Yeah. When we park it, when we park your glide in, we also gonna have a car alarm. We're gonna hit the switch and go. Choo, choo.
That's cool. That is cool.
So, but anyway, y'all done, or are we gonna keep going? I don't know.
I have one more thing to say. Vote, you guys. Project
Vote,
2024. It's bad, y'all. If
Project
you don't believe
2025.
that's fine, but
Yeah,
read it for
Project
yourself.
2025.
You don't gotta believe
Yeah,
me.
go
And
check it
Tisha
out.
said that. Go check it out. And Tisha said that Trump's gonna do us like Jim Jones did them people in Guyana. So seriously, y'all
that's
vote,
right.
man.
You're right.
Waco.
Y'all better pay attention.
Yeah, so they want to overhaul a lot of things. If y'all read it, he says he never read it, and I believe him. He never read it, but I know somebody read it to him. Because I don't believe that boy would read.
I mean, come on, Pedro, real quick. I'm sorry we're going longer, but you cannot tell me. What are the authors of the 2025? Is his former
No, all
the top authors, like 20.
all of them. Okay, I'm thinking about Navarro, but
no, a lot of them.
Okay. Well,
Over
that come
20.
on.
Over 250 people that worked for Trump contributed to Project 2025.
And
he
those
never
are the
read
same
it.
people that stacked up his administration, and it's the same people that are going to stack up in his administration if he wins.
Well, how about this one?
So let's
How
not
about this
say.
one, Pedro? I'm sorry. The people he didn't fire wrote Project 2025.
There you go.
The people that agree with him wholeheartedly. Yeah. So
or who are not in jail. Well, actually, they are in jail.
Right. Well, some of them are in jail, so you're right, Joe. So,
yeah.
but
think about it, guys. Like, if you think about it, he always says, I never read it. I never looked at it. I never read it. I didn't have nothing to say about it. I never read it. But they read it to him.
Right.
Well, like I said, we could I like this the saying that Obama said once when he was speaking. Everybody boo. He goes, "Don't boo, vote."
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
Out there and vote.
If you can't sit on here and talk like we're talking if you're not going to go vote.
That's
okay?
right.
If you don't vote, you ain't got nothing to say. You can shut up and go sit down somewhere.
And not
you ain't got nothing to say.
And was okay. So let's go here real quick, guys. Well, I'm blind, so you can still vote. Well, I use a wheelchair, so you can still vote.
I vote every year. I'm
So
blind.
Me too.
Matter of fact,
Me
I
too.
vote from where I'm sitting right now. I use the home.
We can't do that here.
You guys
No,
don't
we
have
can't do it
the
we have the accessible.
the
No,
marking
we
of
They're
We
in
ever-
Texas.
the
They're in
remote
Texas.
the remote ballot marking. You don't do that over there.
Nope.
No, they're in
No.
Texas. They
No, we don't have
want
that.
you to vote. Like,
Mr.
Well,
Davis, we have Miss Carroll knows this. We have a Texas Attorney General going after Mexican we call those
they just right in Texas. They just took 1 million and something people off the voter
voter rolls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
voter rolls.
They just
Yeah.
purge
Yeah.
1
million
million
people.
something. So I believe George when he says that they don't have access to certain features that we do
We
here.
don't.
George, you would love the remote ballot marking system.
Oh,
So
that'd be great.
we get our mail-in ballots.
Okay.
Okay. So what you do is you log in to the remote ballot marking thing, right? You go through, it's got all the ballots, all the measures, everything is in there. Whether it's, national, state, and local, right? County and federal, all of that, right? You go through, you make all your selections. When you're done, you get to go back through them and check them, change them if you want. And at the very end, you print it out. Once you print it out, you pull that mail-in, the mail-in ballot out of your envelope. You put that piece of paper in there with it, right? Sign it, send it in, and it's done.
Oh wow, we don't have that,
You
Carol.
just
Huh?
you
No.
just voted
I mean-
in the privacy of your own home.
Now we're having a demonstration here Saturday at the Garland Library about the accessible machines, and we have some of the local council members and all of that going to come
Yeah.
and help us with that. But
It's, yeah.
that's basically all that we have, other than the volunteers that are there. If you're going alone, and we don't know who they're picking, so at least they're giving us a demonstration about the accessible machines that are available to us.
Well, I hope you guys end up
Carol.
with the machines they have in LA, because each and every machine is accessible. The problem that the folks in LA are having, the poll workers are not being trained on how to turn the accessibility part on.
True.
Carol also reminded me, there's a story I read about a lady that was going out helping people sign up to vote and stuff, and she got arrested. They fined her with
Yeah.
fines, and
Yeah, that's the lady in Texas.
Yeah, it's in Texas.
yeah,
That's what we're talking
in
about. Yeah.
Texas.
Down here,
So
They
oh,
they
man.
accuse her of going and registering immigrants.
yes.
Oh my God, that's another.
And how can you register someone that's not even supposedly here?
that has
Right.
no type of paperwork.
No
Right.
paperwork. How is that possible?
I
So
mean, you
it's
got to,
another lie.
It's hard enough to prove who we are.
and that's another thing that that's another thing they
Right.
want to. That's another thing that they want. It's always been the law that you had to show ID to register. That's not nothing
That's right.
new.
That's
I
I
mean,
show
I don't
ID when I
care.
walk into to vote. They always
They want to see your ID.
Yeah, they have and they will hold your ID. They not just want to see it; they gonna hold it for a little bit just to write down the information.
Yeah,
Carol.
To make sure
and
you're who
that's
you
cool.
are.
And nothing wrong with that. I
But
believe.
Carol.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and let me say this one time. We talking about that. So I gave the lady my ID,
Mhm.
and then I guess she turned to my wife, and she says, "Can you sign?" Asking my wife, right? And I'm like,
Right.
my wife's like, "What?" She goes, "Can he sign?" Well, you know me being a smartass, I start doing sign language. I go, "Yeah, I can sign." And she's like,
Right.
I'm like, and she'll, "Can you sign the
'Cause
document?" I'm
that's
like,
always what they say.
Come
on,
Don't
dude.
think we can speak, sign, nothing.
Hey,
All
George,
of
did I
that.
ever told you the story when I was in the bus and a lady came sit next to me and I had my cane in my lap and the question she told me, how do you say hi in sign language, right? And I was
okay.
turned around and I told her, oh, I'm sorry, I'm blind. And when the bus stopped in the bus stop, she got off the bus because I think
Oh,
I'm
no.
star. But
But you know
hey,
what? But you know what, Pedro? It's funny you mentioned that. I think all of us experienced that, where they'll come up to us and they'll talk real loud. We're like, "Damn, I'm not blind. I'm not deaf. Of course, my wife might say difference, but I'm not deaf. I'm blind." But you're right. People do talk to us. Yeah.
They talk to you loud. Hey, what?
Lack of awareness, lack of
I'm
knowledge.
glad we're
That's
talking
all
about
it-
that. Yeah.
That's all that is, and that's
But
what we
they
try
say
to
when
do
you
is-
get older that female tones, you start to not hear them as well.
That's true.
True.
I agree with that. Because when my wife says throw the trash, what? I didn't hear you. What?
Well,
I think that's selective hearing right there.
No comment.
that's what my wife used to tell me. It was always about selective hearing,
Hear what you
And then
want to
she
hear.
did, all right. Then she finally just succumbed to the fact that no, I'm going deaf. So that one then she just started. You know what? You really need to get you some hearing aids. Yeah, I know, baby. I know.
Well, now you
we'll
can just get a pair of AirPods. They're using
Oh,
those
it's
as hearing
coming
aids
in.
now.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm waiting. But even with that, we're getting into another conversation. We're still going a little further. Even with that, because with the understanding that I do, with having, hearing loss, right? Are they going to be adjustable, or do I have to go to an audiologist
Oh no,
and
it's gonna be
have them
adjustable. Ed.
to where I can adjust them to my hearing?
Yes, it's gonna be adjustable. The thing is, with those hearing aids you're talking about, you had to go over there because the way they were set up. This is gonna be like an Apple product, and they already have a certain features for blind folks. You can make the audio mono and stuff like that. So I know it's gonna be built in with their.
Well, no. What I'm speaking on, Pedro, is when you go to an audiologist and they do the
I
hearing
know, I know what
test,
you're talking about. Yeah.
you can
No,
hear,
the Apple has a hearing test that you can do. It just has to be approved. But yeah,
okay,
they're
that
supposed to
makes
do it.
sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Like you said, because it's again, they set you down, they put you in the headset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, and they run a series of tones through, and then
So
you
you
have to
raise
give
your
them
hand if you can
right. You have to
hear
raise
it
your
or
hand
not.
if you hear it or whatever.
Mhm.
So I mean, if they got something like that going on with the earpods, to where maybe I can just tap on the screen when I can hear it and whatever, to where it can monitor what I can hear and what I can't hear and self-adjust. I'm with it. I'll be the first one to get a pair as soon as they come out. Please let me know, because I need them. I really do. I know I do. So
Yeah, and what I noticed in this new update, I don't know if y'all noticed. I asked the S lady, "What's the temperature?" Right, and I
Mhm.
think this might be a new feature coming out. Um, but she tells me, "Oh, you could read your body temperature from the Health app."
Yes,
well,
I've
I
had
seen
something like that happen too. I had to do about fitness. I asked a question about something, and it went straight to a fitness app. Asking me something like that. So
No,
right,
I was
But
asking about the weather.
the
Usually, you'd be like, "What's the temperature?" And it will
right,
tell me the temperature outside. But lately,
right.
on the latest update, it tells me, "Oh, I can't tell you your body temperature. You must go to the Health app. Like, there's gonna be a
So
sensor pretty soon on an Apple Watch that lets you know your
so
body
yesterday,
temperature."
I was in my medical portal,
Hmm.
and they actually have it now to where you can sync your iPhone, or not your iPhone, but your iWatch, whatever is keeping your blood pressure and all that, heart rate, all that stuff. You can sync it to my portal, to
oh
Hmm.
wow,
where your doctor constantly gets that report from your
oh that's
phone
cool.
or
All
from
right, yeah,
your
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, I have it
So
vice
I
versa
remember
too.
what I
Um,
did now.
I get my medical records dumped into my iPhone anytime my lab results get in. Like it took look, I did my lab result. Let's say like I did my lab results today. The next day, I have my lab results in my phone. And then my doctor was gonna call me 3 weeks later about my results. So I was thinking, so all this time they get the results quick, but they have to tell you way later because of their appointment stuff, right?
Mhm.
right.
Right.
So I've been keeping my records since last year,
Pedro,
since
so I know people are asking. I know I'm one of those people. Is iOS 18 going to be released when the 26th or the 16th?
16, yeah, that's what everybody's pointing to. That's what
Now
I keep hearing.
Of
every
this month?
this
Yes.
next week. Now if I have a iPhone 12, is it relevant to update? I mean, you have to update anyway.
That's what I
You
have
are
to
gonna
do
have
with
the
the
Siri,
12.
but you can do the
You're not
update, but
gonna
you won't
have
get
the
the Siri.
artificial intelligence, but we all gonna get the update. We're not gonna get the Apple Intelligence. Also, guys, there's a ChatGPT app coming soon to Windows. They're
Oh
working on it.
wow.
There is
Okay.
already one for Mac. If y'all are interested, Mac OS. Brittany, I don't know if you have the M chip
Hat.
on your computer, you're able to download it. Unfortunately,
What
if
kind
you
of
have
hat?
a Mac that has an Intel chip based,
I
they
don't
don't
understand what
have
you're saying,
the
bro.
app available for you.
A cap? What kind of hat?
So
Well, I guess I will not be downloading the Mac app, but Pedro, have you tried the Chat GPT on your phone? I
I
noticed that
mean,
now when you double tap on the send,
any
it works
but
now.
my new one, the new one I just bought with the
hold on, I
brewery.
couldn't hear you, Brett. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you're telling me they fixed the bug already?
Yeah, I'm telling you that I tried it yesterday and I double
Mm-hmm.
tapped on the send and it worked.
All right, I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, cause I was on their website and then a bug happened there. What
You
I
see him?
sent when I put send prompt, it gave me live streaming. It says live streaming, and I was not able to get results. But I don't know if they're building a live stream video feature within ChatGPT, something similar that Be My AI is working with them. You might be able to access it as a GPT user
Oh
without
wow, that'd be
if you're
cool.
sighted, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and now for people that sign up for our upcoming class, we're signing up, and I'm going through the steps on how to sign up. But if you get a free account, you're able to access their 4.0 mini AI. It's the 4.0, you know, it's the 4 negative O, but it's a mini for everyday task, and it's free. They're offering it free, so you know when you tune in to our class, we're going to go through the steps of signing up, and I hope you guys do sign up because it is free and you're able to at least start dabbling a little bit into the AI.
So if anyone wants more information, they can email Ed where, Miss Britt?
info@blindunited.org.
Yep. And also, I will be sending out that link so you guys can register. I will be passing it out on social media and things like that. So come join us, guys, and then learn something new with us, you know?
That's right. And just so everybody out does understand before we do get out of here, Blind United is a nonprofit 501c, and everything we provide to the folks to join into our interest group, we provide at no cost, totally free, zero cost. So therefore, if you do feel like you want to donate to us or whatever, again, you hear us talk about our Zelle all the time. Again, you can go to our website, whatever. I mean, you can send me an email. Hey, look, I want to send you a check. No problem. I'll give you my address. You can send us a check, whatever. We're tax deductible. So, I mean, tax season is going to be coming up. Hey, you might as well jump in there now and then get you some write-offs before the tax season roll around. We would definitely appreciate it. You would help us continue to do what we do here at Blind United. So there's a lot of imitators, but there's only one Blind United. So there's a lot of them trying to do what we do, but nobody does all that we do. So just hang in there with us, and we're going to continue to grow with your help. My brothers George and Pedro and Brittany, well, Carol as well. I mean, but I'm speaking, to my brothers that are the group leaders. They're bringing their skills, and they're giving them to you guys for free. Okay, they're all this knowledge that they have. They're sharing it with the community for free, right? So I mean, come on, where else you going to get that? Everywhere else you go is going to cost you. You call rehab, tell them you need somebody to come out. They're going to charge rehab $75, $100 an hour, whatever the case may be, depending on what state you live in. You ain't going to get nobody to come do this stuff for free.
No.
You sign up with one of some of these other folks, whatever. It's a monthly membership, whatever, to get that kind of stuff. Whatever. Okay? We ain't doing all that. We're trying to close that gap. We're trying to make sure that everybody has access to the training and stuff that they need
Democrat
to live
or
their best
Republican?
life. You know what I'm saying? So
Vote, you guys.
vote, you guys. Vote.org. If you're not registered, go to vote.org. It's the easiest way to vote. Just go there, get registered, and then you'll get all the information and stuff that you need to vote in your neighborhood. So
Right. I mean,
on
make
that
America
note,
great again. When was it great? When was America great? Tisha put in the comments, you guys got to check out that song "Strange Fruit" by Billie Holiday.
That's right.
That song, when was that written, Ed? Do you know?
yeah.
I mean,
And-
seriously.
1950,
And that's the
1952,
time
50.
that Trump wants to go back to, the 50s. I mean, that was not a great time for people of color. So who are we making America great for?
For the corporations, basically, is what he's doing.
Well,
That's all
And
he
one thing
wants. He
about
wants
it,
tax
no
cuts for
matter what
corporations.
happens in this world, whether it be a hurricane or some type of wildfire, it doesn't matter. We all come together, and we don't care if we're Democrats, we don't care if we're Republicans, we don't care if we're immigrants. We pull together as individuals to help each other. So
right.
I don't know why he's
And
trying to tear us apart.
And he's defunding the EPA, the people that help out in those situations.
So, okay. Again, I'm gonna ask again. Are we done? Or are we gonna keep going until 11
We're
o'clock?
good. I'm good.
I mean, I love my folks. I love the conversations we get into. You know what I'm saying? Just we're over an hour and a half right now, so
I'm good.
I know I need to get up from this desk for a hot minute. So
That's what I'm saying. I'm good.
Right.
everybody have a fantastic Wednesday.
On
Don't
the
forget to
person
hump
next
those
to you.
nearest. Don't forget to hump those nearest to you.
Hump day,
George is
hump the
funny.
ones you love, and all of those stuff. And we will see you on the next one. So everybody, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one.